Hey everyone, Mark Armstrong here, CEO and co-founder of Rate My Agent. Welcome to another episode of our Espresso Series. I've been told it's our 8th episode, so so far so good. The ISO beard is coming along pretty well, a bit more grey than I would have liked, I must admit, but anyway, it seems to be coming along pretty well. Hey, so this week we've got a great topic. It's all about review syndication. Something that we're really quite passionate at Rate My Agent about is getting your reviews out into the marketplace. Let me just get my chat up there and get my Q&A. So as always, if people have got questions as I go through, please feel free to flip something through on Q&A or even the chat here, and I'll certainly get through all the questions as we go through. But let's before we get into it, let's just talk about what is review syndication and why is review syndication really important. Well, as I said, we're really passionate about review syndication here at Rate My Agent. I think there's a few things to understand, or just to reinforce. The first one is that we know that most people are now looking for online reviews to determine the quality of pretty much everything. It doesn't matter whether you go on a holiday or you buy a car or you sell a house or you go out for dinner or whatever it is. You know, the data shows now that in excess of 90% of consumers actually go online to search for reviews. So we know that they're going online searching. The problem is we don't actually know where they're searching. You know, they can be searching in a whole range of places. So we need to make sure that that when we get a review, that we spread it across the web, because we don't know whether people are looking on Google, or they're looking on Rate My Agent, or they're looking on Facebook, or they're looking on individual websites. We just don't know where they're searching. So we need to make sure we cover all of our bases. But this sort of presents a problem, I think, for a lot of people. The aim is that we don't want to have to ask our customer to write multiple reviews. We don't want to have to go back to our customer and say, thanks for writing that review on Rate My Agent. Can you now write one on Google, and can you now write one on Facebook and on Domain and wherever it may be? So we really want to get that review once, and then we want to make sure that we can push it across the web. The other couple of points are that we really need to make sure that we collect reviews as efficiently as possible. So we only sell a certain amount of properties each year. And so we want to make sure that every opportunity, every property we're involved with, every transaction we're involved with, we actually capture that review. Those reviews are like gold. You know, they're a really valuable asset. So we need to make sure that we collect them as efficiently as possible. To give an example, now we love Google reviews. We think Google reviews are a really important part of the puzzle. But the efficiency of collecting Google reviews is not great. The reason is if you ask someone to post a review on Google for you, there's quite a significant barrier to entry. They first of all either have to have a Gmail account, or they have to set up a Gmail account. So you need an account first, and then as a second step, you actually, or the customer actually posts the review. That barrier to entry, it sounds quite small, but that barrier to entry means that only around about 10% of the time when you ask for a Google review is the review actually posted. We flip it on its head at Rate My Agent, as a lot of you will be completely aware, but we capture the review first. So we send the request, we get the review, and then we set up an account retrospectively. So step 2 is the account, step 1 is collect the review. And that's why our conversion rate is closer to 60%. So we actually collect reviews 6 times faster than Google. And then the final piece before I share my screen, actually I'll share my screen now and get into this. The final piece is really about the generation of an asset. You know, as I said before, a review is an asset. It's your asset. It's probably one of the most valuable assets that you can have from a marketing point of view. So we need to understand that when we need to create an asset out of the review, and make that review usable. I'm just going to start here with Google reviews. As I said, I believe in Google reviews. I think they're really important because we have to control the top of the funnel. But by getting your review into Google first, like these reviews here, is you're almost giving up control of the asset. You're giving the asset to Google, and now it's really stuck there. You can't really do a hell of a lot with these reviews. They're text-based reviews that are stuck within the Google review platform, and they're very, very hard to syndicate. Sure, we can copy and paste them and do manual things, but the ability to syndicate Google reviews out into other areas can get a little bit awkward. So we really have to, collect reviews as efficiently as possible. And then we have to create that asset. And it's that asset, the reason I start with this point, it's that asset that actually allows us to go out and start syndicating the review. So I think there's three areas of syndication that we really need to have a look at. The first one, and look, people might say here that I'm not completely right, and I'm happy. I'm being a bit artistic with the word syndication, and that's fine. But the first one is that we need to look at that SEO benefit, that syndicating these reviews so they can be found through that organic search. Organic search is so important because it's free. It is 100% free. If you can rank highly in Google search engine, you are getting free traffic. So if we just click onto things here, like I've just typed, I've got an example here of Ray White Albion Park. I've typed in Ray White Albion Park up the top here. And these reviews the SEO is really strong here. They're appearing number 1 and number 2 in the search engine. So we're getting that SEO benefit. We're getting that syndication. We're using that review to drive traffic, or we're getting traffic to that review. You can also see down here, reviews from the web. This is that syndication working again. We've got Rate My Agent reviews appearing within the Google My Business panel, which is really, really important. If we type in, what have I typed in here? Just Best Agents Paddington. This is new from Google, but Rate My Agent market share is coming up top here. But we can also see that Best Real Estate Agents in Paddington are coming up there. If I type in agent reviews in Richmond, we can see there's some ads at the top here. But we're really looking at the organic, the free traffic. Rate My Agents coming up number 1 here as well. And I've actually got an example here of an agent in the US where, and we see this a lot across the website, where I've just typed in the agent's name here, and the individual review is actually coming up from an SEO point of view. So, as I said, I'm using a bit of artistic license there, but the idea of that SEO syndication, capturing that review and getting that asset and pushing that out into the marketplace from an SEO point of view is really, really important. And as I said, it's completely free. The second part about review syndication is probably a more traditional syndication, and that's just around sharing these reviews, getting these reviews out into the market and using them. The customer is writing the review once, and you're syndicating it and getting it out into all areas of the marketplace. So I want to come back here and show you this Ray White example again. We've set up at Rate My Agent the ability to syndicate through Google reviews. As I said before, we think Google reviews are really important, but you need to capture the reviews first and then syndicate second. So if I click on the reviews here, you can see here that the most recent review here says, upfront, honest agent who goes above and beyond to help you. If I come back into this profile, you can see that that's where the review sits here, upfront agent who upfront agent. So what's happening here is that review has originated from Rate My Agent, and with a couple of clicks, we can't guarantee that 100% of these reviews will go into Google reviews, because again, we're limited by the same restriction of the customer needing to have a Gmail account, but we get a whole chunk of these reviews through to Google reviews now. So capturing the review and then syndicating that through into the Google review platform. The other area here, whoops, Let's get out of there. The other area here is if we scroll down, this is what they call Google Posts. So this is almost Google's social media part of their Google My Business platform. So again, this agency here, Ray White Albion Park, every time they get a new review, every day they're sharing their review, they're syndicating their review into Google My Business. So this is where we can guarantee 100% of reviews flowing through into the Google My Business section there. And if I click on this review, I can see all of the reviews that have been syndicated through into Google Posts. And if I click onto any of these, we can actually read the full review. So once again, I don't want to harp on this, but we're capturing the review once. The customer is only having to write the review once. We're only requesting the review once. We're collecting them at a strike rate of 60%, which is astronomically high. And then we're syndicating across the market. If I look at some other areas here, Facebook is an obvious one. We want to make sure that we get our reviews into Facebook so people can see them. Again, it's collected once, and then it's via our social media manager, automatically syndicated through into Facebook. Also can be syndicated into Twitter, but also into LinkedIn as well. So again, collecting the review once, automatically syndicated into Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. APIs are very important as well, to give you control over where reviews go. I think, as a lot of you already know, the API, the review syndication that we have with Domain, anytime an agent gets a new review, it's automatically syndicated through to Domain's website. Our API is actually open to anyone. So this is Buxton using our API. So they've got complete control over the look and the feel of the of how the review looks on their website. So that API integration is really important. And we can also, if we don't want to use an API, we can also use a review widget. So the difference between syndicating through a widget and syndicating through an API is the widget. We control the look and feel of this widget. So this is designed by Rate My Agent, and it is what it is. It looks like this for everyone. But via an API, we can actually, or you as an agent or agency, has access to the raw data and can really use it in any way they like. And we flow through all the images and all the information about the review. So again, collecting the review once and pushing it through to your own website, pushing it through to Domain. Kate's got a question here about can we syndicate our reviews onto realestate.com? The answer is yes. You know, our API is an open API. As an agent, you have control over where that API feed goes. So REA are welcome to use our API. We do not have an exclusive agreement with Domain. It's entirely up to REA as to whether they will accept our reviews. So that's something that the API is there. It's open. It's accessible. We're not stopping realestate.com from doing that. I suggest you talk to Kate. I suggest you talk to your representative at REA, because it's certainly not something that Rate My Agent is stopping from our end. Thanks for that question. We can also, going into, you know, using mapping technology. We're really quite passionate about using, you know, linking the review to the transaction, and then syndicating through mapping technology as well. And this is available. This is one of our listing reports, as some of you may well have seen, but this is all available through our API as well. So you might want to use maps on your own website and show where you've got reviews and do all this amazing stuff. Again, you've collected the review once, and now we can syndicate it through mapping and use it in a whole range of ways. So this is a property someone might be looking to list and sell. Now here's a whole lot of properties that you've recently sold. And if I click on any one of these, this is the review that you receive for that property. So syndicating through mapping technology is really cool as well. So they're the first two ways. I'm running out of time. I'm already at 16 minutes, but that SEO syndication and harnessing that SEO syndication is really, really important. That sharing syndication, using APIs, using widgets, using social media feeds, using those ability into Google posts and to Google reviews. As I said before, we don't know where people are searching for your reviews. So we have to syndicate them everywhere. We have to cover all bases. The last one, just to quickly talk about, is advertising networks. So syndicating through advertising networks. There is a cost here, obviously, if you want to advertise through Facebook or through Google or through Instagram. There is a cost, but again, this is a way to push our reviews out into the marketplace, collect them once and syndicate them. So you can see some examples I've got here. It says sponsored here. So this is an ad for Tara Lee, and you can see this is the review she received: honest and efficient and speedy result. And this is being promoted through Facebook's ad network. If I show you a couple of examples here, this is through Google's ad network. I'll get a couple more here. Here's another one that's appearing on The Age through Google's ad network. So there is an expense, as I said, to promote these. But it's just another way to syndicate that review, to collect the review once and get it out into the marketplace. So that's I'm going to stop sharing now so I can see what's going on. If anyone's got any questions, please feel free to send them through. Lizzie's got a question here. Sorry, are you guys syndicating our reviews for us to Facebook and LinkedIn, or do we need to do it ourselves? So you need to do it yourself. So what we're doing here is we have a social media manager within the Rate My Agent platform. If any of you have heard of Hootsuite, it works in a very similar way to Hootsuite, where you connect your Facebook or your LinkedIn accounts once. It's just a click of a button and connected. If you've got any questions about it, Lizzie, you can contact our support team and they can show you how to do that. You then set a schedule, and you might say, I want to share my latest review every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock. And our system just picks up that latest review and shares it onto Facebook or LinkedIn for you. So it's appearing on your wall, on your channel, not on Rate My Agents. Can I advertise my videos through that product? So good question, Tim. We do have we do have the ability to upload video reviews into Rate My Agent. So I highly recommend that video reviews from an SEO point of view, and syndicating video reviews, it really is a big part of the future. So within Rate My Agent's platform, whilst you can't do it today, we're not far away from you having the ability to be able to use our social media manager to share your reviews through Facebook and through the ad networks as well. I've got a question here from Kim. What is an API? So I can give you the geeky answer there, Kim. It's API stands for Application Programming Interface. There you go. Definitely a geek or a techie that came up with that. But essentially, what an API is just a pipe. It means that we've got a whole lot of data in our database, and we want to send you that data to your database so you can use it on your website. And the API is really just the pipe that connects those two buckets of data together. So we have an open API for you guys to use. We have an API to I've got another question there from Jana, so I'll get to that one in a second. We have an open API that allows you to take your data that you've got on the Rate My Agent platform and move that across to your own website. That's the API we use for domain. If any other website wants to access that API, that they are absolutely welcome to access that API. Jana said here, hi Mark, copy to clipboard. Where is the copy to clipboard? So I think that relates to the ability to copy the review and use it somewhere else. We actually locked that down recently. You used to be able to come to Rate My Agent and just copy your reviews from the front of the website, and then use them anywhere. We found that there were people crawling our reviews. That we had some negative feedback from agents saying their reviews were appearing on other websites that were lead generation websites that were trying to get a clip of the agent's commission, which, as you all know, that we don't do that, and we never ever will do that. Just to be clear, we will never do that. So we locked that down. So now if we want you guys to have access to your reviews. So if you go into your dashboard and you click on the reviews tab and you look at completed reviews, next to every review, there's a button that says copy. You just click copy, that copies to your clipboard, and you can use it wherever you like. So we've moved the ability to copy your reviews from the front end of the website to the back end. So when you're logged in, click on reviews, click on completed reviews, and you'll be able to copy to your dashboard there. Yana, I hope that answers your question. I think that's what you're getting at there. I've got one last question here about how about my old reviews? Can I still syndicate and post them? Yana, yes, yes, it is in your dashboard. So copy the reviews, sits in your dashboard. If you do have any questions about that, Yana, please just contact us at support@ratemyagent.com.au. But it sits in your dashboard now. No problem. So old reviews, yes, you absolutely can bring in old reviews into the Rate My Agent platform. When you're requesting a review, there are now two options. I think we've had this feature now for over 12 months. But you can request a new review, or you can post an existing review. So if someone has already sent you and they might have sent you an email review, they might have sent you a bottle of wine with a handwritten note on it. Now, all of these things are reviews. They're testimonials and feedback. So you can, when you're requesting the review, you can click post existing review, and that will allow you to copy and paste the review that you've already received. So you're not asking your customer to write out another review. You're just getting them to do it once. You send them an email, and in this case, you're asking them, you're not saying to them, write out a new review. You're simply saying, can you just click this link to verify that you're happy for this review to appear on Rate My Agent, and verify it across. So there's a whole lot of, review syndication. Review syndication is really, really important. As I said, we decided that this was a really important part of the Rate My Agent business, because we wanted to solve that fundamental problem of not having to go back to our customer and ask for multiple reviews. Collect the review once and then use it in as many places as possible. And we have a whole lot of tools, as we've just gone through there, that will allow you to use it in a whole lot of places. So I think that's enough for me. Our topic next week, we've had a lot of people that have been asking us about how do we get more reviews, collecting more reviews. So we're going to do a little bit of a topic next week on just how you can increase your conversion and how you can get more reviews. We've got some agents in the platform who have sold over 100 properties and get reviews for 100% of their transactions. So there's some good tips and tricks there. And I think also showing you, we haven't really shown the video review platform either. So in amongst how we can get more reviews onto our platform, we're going to demonstrate next week how you can upload video reviews and where the video reviews appear within our platform. So until then, I don't think I've got any more questions. Thank you so much for joining me again. Same time next week, Tuesday, 2 o'clock. Tuesday. Next Wednesday, 2 o'clock, we'll have another Espresso Series session, and look forward to seeing you then. Have a great week. Cheers.